Welcome to Gate City Insider. I'm Rosemary Plyman. Have you ever wondered what it might be like to be a firefighter? What the training involves, the commitment, what it's like to be part of one of those life-saving teams? Well, high school girls in Greensboro step into those big boots every summer when they sign up for Camp Spark. Erin Jackson is a senior firefighter and one of the women leading the 5th year of Camp Spark. Hello and welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. Thanks for being with us. All right, we're going to go back a little bit because I want to know, when was the first time you thought, maybe I want to be a firefighter, or even had like an idea about it?
So I grew up in Norfolk, Virginia, and I actually grew up near the training center in Norfolk. Okay. And growing up, I actually did always watch them in their academy doing these really cool active things. And so I always thought to myself, you know, that's something I might want to do. It wasn't until I moved to North Carolina in Greensboro that I really took a shot for it. After COVID, I decided it was time to do something active and fun and challenging, and I applied.
So did you know any women who were firefighters, like as a little girl or even as an adult?
I did not, actually. I just enjoyed the activity of it. It looked like firefighters did a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of good stuff,
yes,
right?
That
like
too.
I mean, doing good too. Mm-hmm. So talk about going from dreaming about it to enrolling and actually becoming a firefighter, because there's a gap there. It takes a while.
Yes, it does. It does take a while. The process here in Greensboro is really great. You have to go through a fitness test. Mm-hmm. Once you pass that, you go through their interview process, and you wait a little bit and you really hope that you get in. I was lucky enough to be accepted into the academy, and really the academy it's hard, but it's great. It's so much fun. I met a lot of people. It was me and 21 other wonderful people. We're all really good friends still. And you get really close because we go through a lot together for 6 months.
Okay, 6 months. And so what is it like? What are the things that you're doing during those 6 months?
Every morning you do PT. Mm-hmm. They put you through the ringer. Yeah. And then you're learning about the basic functions of firefighting. And that can be anything from not just fighting fires, but how to deal with car wrecks, medical calls, climbing ladders, bailing out of windows, moving hose, driving the truck, forcing doors. Really, as a firefighter, you get to do a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. So that's really probably the coolest part about the job, is you're not just fighting fires. You're in the community, you're out there meeting people, you're helping people, and you get to do a lot of active work, but you get to also connect with a lot of people too.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, because often you're the first ones there. I mean,
yes.
Whether it's a medical emergency, anything, and up to a fire.
Yes.
An actual fire. So when you graduated, what was that like? Tell us about that day or that time.
It was busy. I was nervous. I remember just sitting there thinking to myself and looking at my fellow firefighters to be, and thinking that we did it. And just being excited to finally get out on the line, but also kind of gonna miss the academy and every day seeing these people that I'd grown to know and love and had gone through so much with, you know, because they really do put you through a lot. You know, we've been through confined spaces together, we've done life-saving and rescue drills together, we've worked out together, been exhausted together, studied together. So I was going to miss that family, but I was excited for the new family to come.
Okay, so then you get into your new family, into a department.
Yes.
And what's like a typical day like? I mean, or what was your first day like even?
Oh my goodness. As a rookie coming out, well, you know, fire stations are a fun place to be. When it's time to work, we get to work. When it's time to train, we train. But in between, we are a family. We eat together, we cook together, we clean together, we joke around together, you know, firehouse pranks and things like that. So it's a lot of fun. A typical day is you get to the station, you get your stuff on the truck, and you pretty much get right to work after, you know, a morning coffee and getting to know, hearing about what everybody did that day before. We train in the mornings. That can be anything from running drills to going out into your territory, learning your territory, looking at different buildings and houses and talking about your plan of attack should anything happen. Everything about being a firefighter is being prepared, because we do go out on everything. We usually are first there, and so we have to figure it out. So it's the morning is always spent as a time to train and learn and get to know each other. So we know when the call comes out, everybody knows their position. We don't have to even talk or look at each other. I know where the guy beside me is going to be, and he knows where I am.
Yeah.
So after that, it's, again, fun, cook together, eat together, clean together, and sometimes our families will come over, and we all get to know each other. So it's truly a great experience.
And you get to know your community. I mean,
Yes,
the people,
yes,
you very
absolutely.
well, I know, in your community. You said that connection is what you love really the most.
Yes, absolutely. That's one of the great things about Camp Spark, actually, is it is a way to get to know the community and meet truly amazing young women and get to be a part of that.
Yeah, so let's talk about the camp. Okay, so what is it and who is it for?
So Camp Spark is our camp for young women. They're high school age, so rising 9th grade to graduating senior. And we basically put them through everything we go through. It is truly a firefighter camp.
Really? Okay.
100%. They do pretty much everything we do. They're pulling hose, they are flowing water, they are learning how to throw ladders, they have the equipment on, so turnout gear. They run our fitness test. We do PT every morning with them, and we really show them what it's like to be a firefighter, but not just a firefighter, a female firefighter. Yeah. And more than anything, I think the camp truly is about leadership and allowing young women to do something they may have never been able to do before and really recognizing their true strength. I think a lot of times young women aren't given the opportunity to really push themselves beyond their limits and do it in a place where it's safe. And that's what we try to provide, is surrounding them with other female firefighters, really, really encouraging them to push themselves beyond the boundary they didn't think they could cross. And that's what I've noticed about Camp Spark is every year we do this, I watch young women go beyond that boundary and further, and then create this goal where they know that they can do anything. When you watch a 15-year-old girl lift a dummy that is twice her weight with no problem, and you see that accomplishment in herself, not only does it remind me that, okay, if she can do it, all right, I need to keep stepping up my game. But you see that joy of doing something she never thought was possible. Right. And it truly is an incredible thing to be a part of.
Yeah, because if you can do this, what other things can you do
anything
that you didn't think you could do, right?
Exactly.
That maybe that your parents didn't do, or that anyone in your household or your neighborhood has ever done.
Exactly. It really does facilitate strong women, confident women, courage, bravery in women. Speak out, be brave, be confident, be empowered, and know that you have the strength to do that. And also the support. That's the other big part of this program is we really want all of these young women to know that they have the support of all the firefighters on our department, but especially the female firefighters. Campers still stay in touch with the female firefighters. They visit the stations. We also do other youth programs that allow them to still be a part of this program throughout the year. So it is truly, I'm always amazed by the strength of the young women that we meet and the stories that we hear of what they've already overcome, but then to hear at the end of camp the goals they now have and what they believe that they're capable of.
I love that. Yeah, and you're creating a little family in this
Absolutely,
week time too.
absolutely.
I mean, with the firefighters, senior firefighters like yourself, and the girls who are going through it. I'm curious, how many of the girls who do this camp think they want to be a firefighter?
So funny enough, a lot of them come in and they don't. They want to be an EMT, they're going to want to be a nurse, or they're just beginning their high school career and they're not sure.
Yeah.
And when they leave, they always want to come back and they always are interested in becoming a firefighter because now they know that they can. It is a male-driven career. And I think a lot of young women don't realize that it is absolutely available to females. And we can do the exact same things, I think sometimes better. And it's not just about having big muscles. It is about compassion. It's about community. It's about understanding. It's about relatability. But it's more so than anything the mindset to know that, and the confidence to know that you can do whatever you put your mind to.
You know, what do you think it is? I mean, what does a woman bring to firefighting?
You know, I think we do bring a level of compassion and empathy. We're able to relate in some ways that others might not. But really, and when it comes down to experience. We have different experiences than men. And so we can relate in different ways. We also are a little softer sometimes. And so I think that does help in terms of medical calls or when on a wreck, or especially when there's something bad has happened and you're there to comfort people. But I'll be honest, I think men and women, we do bring a lot of the same qualities. But one thing that I truly do love is going into a place, being a female firefighter, seeing or helping another girl or young woman, and you can see sometimes a surprise in their eyes that, oh, there's a female here. But you can also sometimes see the relief that there's a female they can relate to. So we do provide that sense of comfort in our community, and also the idea that you can do this. So.
All right, camp. So how do girls register?
So if you go online to the Greensboro website, just search Camp Spark, and you can apply online that way. We do have flyers as well as an Instagram and Facebook. Again, Camp Spark, if you just look it up, you can find us, and we do have a QR code that you can apply right from your phone.
And it's free?
It is completely free, yes ma'am.
That is amazing. What is the best part for you about being a firefighter?
Oh man, best part about it, being able to do things like this. Like I said before, community is really a big thing for me. I love getting out there and meeting people, but being able to be a part of youth programs and youth camps like this, meeting the young women who I'll be working with in years to come, they are truly inspiring. So I think the best part about being a firefighter is the community and family and relationships you make. Because it's so great to get a visit from somebody who you met on a call, and you see them okay and safe, and they come visit, or you invite them to have lunch with you, and you become a part of their life, and they become a part of yours. And so that family aspect is truly one of the best parts.
You're 5, so pretty soon you may have one of those young girls working on the line right next to you. How cool would that be?
That would be amazing. I would love it.
All right, that's what we're looking forward to. Okay, so if you have a high schooler and you want to register them, if you are a high schooler and want to register, remember this is free. It's Camp Spark. There are 20 spots available this year. You can go online to greensboro-nc.gov. Just search Spark, Camp Spark. All of that will come up. You'll be able to find it right there. And it's going to be a lot of fun. You'll get to spend some great time with the amazing Erin right here. And thank you so much for being with us, by the way. Really appreciate it. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, but what about the guys? Well, you're in luck because there is a program for the guys. We're going to talk all about Camp Blaze right after this break. Welcome back to Gate City Insider. Future leaders of Greensboro, this really is for you. For the past 4 years, high school girls have been training to be firefighters over the summer break as part of Camp Spark, and now the guys get a chance to do it too. Captain Ian Trent's here to tell us all about Camp Blaze. Hello and welcome.
Hey, thanks for having us.
We're so glad you're here. Okay, like we did with Erin, tell us about your journey to the fire department.
Okay, my journey started 2001. Summer of 2001, I was at Auburn University. They actually had a student firefighter program where you're a firefighter for the city, and they pay your tuition and pay you a little bit hourly. So I saw that, and I jumped on that. I actually started to want to be a cop.
Okay.
Then when I got on that fire truck, I was like, I can't do a cop. Let's stick on the fire truck. So in 2006, I came up here to Greensboro, and back then I was looking on AOL, instant messenger, messaging my cousin. She's like, oh, look at Greensboro. And so I've been here since 2006, and it's flown by.
Had you, as a kid, had you ever thought about it? Was it something like that you played dress up with or anything?
I actually did. My mom, when I graduated from the fire academy here, she found a picture of me in red and fire gear and stuff like that, and somehow it made it to the fire station for my first day. And it was on the refrigerator when I walked in. So yeah.
Good job, Mom.
I know.
That was impressive.
That was nice. I don't know who did it. She probably gave it to someone and somehow it got into there, but yeah, that's.
So what is it? What was it that just said, you know, I just love this. This is why I want to do this.
Getting on at Auburn Fire and getting to experience some of that. Like I said, I was in a criminology degree, working on that stuff, and you know, everything was pointing to law enforcement, but the training, the people I worked with, being out in the community, that's like, I was like, yeah. And obviously riding the big red truck, going down the road, and you know, getting the excitement of the calls. I was like, this is what I want to do. Felt like God was calling me. This is it, and opened up all the doors for me. So I was like, it's where I got to be.
So talk about your time at the Greensboro Fire Department. What have you done?
So I got on 2006. Out of training, I went to Engine 4, which is downtown area, busiest station. Loved it there. It was fantastic. Learned a lot. Had some great crews. Was there about 4.5, 5 years. Then I decided to go special ops route and got onto hazmat team for about 10 years. Finally sat for promotion, got promoted, and then when I made captain, I got put at Station 41, Engine 41, and we did trail rescue there. So got to do the trail team, bikes on the trail, and downtown events. So yeah, and then I was there 2.5 years, and then I got moved into the training division. So I actually train line company and recruits. So it's been
there are a lot of things, what you're saying, there are a lot of different things you can do at the fire department.
Yes,
It's not, there's
right.
not just one box that
Sure,
you're in when
yeah,
you become a firefighter.
Absolutely, you can choose your own adventure, like a little book, just pick which way you want to go.
I love that. So what does it take though to initially get through that training and to actually, you know, join a department?
You got to have the desire, you got to have the passion, you got to have the drive and commitment. Without that, and you know, it's hard work. Like Aaron spoke earlier, it's a lot of hard work. A lot of the recruit class is tough. The hiring process took me 3 times to get hired, so I had to just stick with it. You know, that's what I tell people: if you don't get hired the first time, stick with it, because you have a large number of people applying for a small spot. So, you know, when it's your time, you'll get it. Just keep working hard. That's the thing. Hard work. Don't get frustrated, and put in your time. You'll get it.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And there's some things you can do. You can go get your EMT. You can do a couple of classes. You can go ahead and get your certification. We'll still put you through our training, and you're going to get more certification. But you know, that gets you into the door and gets you into the fire service. Yeah,
let's talk. So tell me about Camp Blaze.
We're excited about that.
This had to have come from like community saying, hey, give us something for the guys.
Well, it's one of those things too. Aaron and I talked, I guess last year, I was like, it'd be cool to have a boys camp. And I kind of kept it to myself, and then Aaron, she and I we're talking one day, and she mentioned something about it, I mentioned something about it, and she took off with it and said, let's do it. I said, okay. And then I didn't realize how serious she was, and she's like beating down the door, let's go, it's time to go. And so we approached, we got a core group of members, some guys. We did a presentation, we put Aaron as a speaker for it, and we went to the chiefs and they said, let's do it. You know, we feel like it's gonna be a good program.
So is it modeled after the girls program?
It is, it's gonna basically mirror that. That program has been proven to be successful, so why change it? This being the first year, we're going to see maybe we might have to make some adjustments. Some stuff that the young women do, we might need to change for the young men, or vice versa. Maybe they'll see something that we do different, maybe. But right now, everything's going to be the same. Aaron and all the core group for Camp Spark have been huge help getting us going and mentoring us on what we need to do to be able to get that. But we felt like having a boys camp was something important, because the females, it's good to have the female role models and them by themselves, but it's also important for the males too. You know, a lot of people think if we combine the camps, the guys are going to take over or whatnot. And I don't necessarily think that's true. They may, just out of, I think males tend to be more competitive and aggressive, but I think there might be in a separate boys side, some of the males that might be a little bit shy, a little bit, you know, kind of in the back, and they might just be a little bit more comfortable in an all-male setting. So maybe we'll get them out of their shell a little bit more too, you know. So I mean, in my mind, I picture rambunctious young men, but I think we may be surprised, and we might have some of the ones that kind of stand back, and we'll be able to pull some stuff out of them.
Yeah, and she talks so much about family and this community that you're going to build too among these young men, and so that's something that might not happen if it were a mix of men and women, young men and women.
Absolutely, and guys can be guys around guys. Women can be women about women, but we do still have to teach them how to interact with the female side of the firefighting, because like Aaron said, we're predominantly a male-dominated career, job, and we want them to also know, because we will be having some female instructors come in, because that's important for them to learn working with females, working with people that you might not think you'd be used to, or some people don't think females, still have that stigma of like getting it out with Camp Spark that females don't realize they can still be firefighters. Of course, we're not firemen, we're firefighters.
Right.
So let's get them working with the females as mentors and some of the leaders, and then obviously we'll have a core group of the guys as well, so just interacting with each other.
Yeah, and Aaron was talking a lot about, the leadership component, that you're making leaders.
Yes.
I mean, and that's what, when you read about the camp, that's what it doesn't say we're trying to build firefighters.
Right.
We're trying to build community leaders, right?
Absolutely.
Talk about
Obviously,
that.
this is a recruitment thing too. We would love to see all of them apply and get on the department, but we want to build strong leadership. We want people who can come out of the shell and experience something that they may, like some of the rope stuff we might do. They're going to be dangling from ropes or something like that. Well, they're going to be terrified to do that. Well, if they can overcome that, then what can they teach their friends at school, or what can they teach their family or brothers or sisters about just overcoming that obstacle, whatever it may be. And that's huge, being able to do that. Some of the stuff, I've done in the past, it's like, I'm not doing that. But then you do it, and you get over it, and you're proud about yourself. You got that, just kind of puff out a little bit more. You're like, I just did that. I completed that. I didn't think I could do that. And for some of these young men and women as well, taking it back to school, being able to teach them, being able to encourage people. And same thing with our Recruit Academy. We want to build and encourage leadership early on. So if we can start that with a 1-week summer camp, who knows what that'll do for the next year. And then if we can get them back for the next year, build them up even stronger.
Yeah, what is it like to be an instructor and to work not only with the high school age, but those who are in the academy and actually training to be firefighters?
It's fantastic. I was actually at GTCC's Fire Academy as well since 2010, being an instructor there. So I'm a newly parent. I have young twins, and so I don't have that, and I have a bonus daughter that's 21. And so I kind of think of it as like your children. You're watching them grow, watching them overcome, and it's that you get that when you see them taking to their first fire, and you see the excitement, the work they put in to get there. It's kind of like a proud parent moment almost. You know what I mean? Even some of the line companies, that are out there, just being able to encourage them, motivate them, and learn from them as well too. Just because we're instructors doesn't mean we know everything. I mean, I picked up some stuff from some recruits this last class. It's like, that kind of makes sense. So we're there to learn as well. Yeah. So yeah, it's neat watching them grow. And I do a little mentor thing called Run Well, and we challenge them to a 10K at the end of Spartan race. So watching them overcome that. So just watching young men get more confident, young women get more confident about themselves, and just it's a cool experience. And
firefighting is changing all the time, right? I mean, it's just like the rest of our world. Technology is changing it, making it safer, making it more effective, making response times faster, all of that. So
yeah, and fires are coming hotter, quicker because of stuff that's burning. So we have to update with them. And you have some old school mentality of don't like change. Well, we have to change, and that's with the people you work with. With the culture that you're working with, and you just gotta be willing to change and respect out there.
You talked a little about your career and the different things you've done with the fire department. What are other things that people that can do within the department and really make a career out of it? It's not just always going out and fighting fires.
Right, and that's actually a small portion of what we do. Is you can get involved with recruitment team. You can get involved with our some PT program that we have. We have a USAR team. They do search and rescue. We have different teams. We have the trail rescue team. We have the hazmat team. We have a foam team. We've got just different teams out there. That we have drone teams. So we're getting in with the times with the drones and seeing how upgrading with that and seeing how useful that's been. You come into the training division, and then there's another division that doesn't get seen a lot, but they kind of get a bad name because they're our fire investigator and Fire Prevention Bureau. People see them out there doing inspections, think, oh no, but no, they're great people out there protecting. They're the ones protecting us, and that's a huge division that gets kind of overlooked sometimes. And then we have the groups that go out to schools and stuff like that. So you can get involved with a lot of stuff. Yeah,
and so if there's a camper who comes and they enjoy their time, but they're like, I don't know that I want to be a firefighter. How do you think some of those skills could then transfer to a different career?
Oh yeah, so we're hoping to teach them confidence, the leadership, the being able to adapt and overcome, and just being put in sometimes awkward situations. Like Aaron said, they're going to be, aside from actually fighting fire, they're going to be doing what we do. So that could translate into school or into another job of sometimes you got to do stuff that's not glorious. It's going to be hot. It's going to be, but sometimes it'll pick you out. You know, you could be the unofficial leader. Yeah, you may have a boss, but step up and be that leader. If you see something that needs to be done, do it. If you see trash on the road, pick it up, you know, or something needs to be done, and we're just taking that initiative too, and that's what we want to teach them too. They're going to have to do station duties. They're going to have to do some cleaning on camp, but that's all part of the life of a firefighter, is doing some stuff that might not be so glorious. Everyone thinks riding around in the big red truck going to fight fire. Well, it's not that. Sometimes it's getting a call to go turn on someone's heat because they're in a bed. We've had those calls before. So we want to also teach them compassion, and because we're really there for the community. The city pays our bill. We hear that from them sometimes. I pay your salary. Well, you do, and we're here to serve you. We're a public service. So we want to let them know we're here for the community. Without them, we wouldn't have a job. But so if they're calling us for a stub toe, then they're going to call us for a stub toe, and we're going to go handle that. If they're calling us because their house is on fire, we're going to obviously go handle that too. So, and everything in between. So it may not seem like an emergency to us, but it's obviously something to them. And so these young kids need to know, you know, it's not always, you know, sunshine and rainbows, as they say, but you know, it's part of the job, and not every job is going to be, every job has that
There's
ups and downs.
Yeah.
So, and you know, navigating those downs with the ups and just getting through it, and with that camaraderie with your crew and the teamwork you build, that's how you get through a lot. And some of the bad calls you run too, getting through some of those. So just navigating through life, really. And that's what we want to teach the young kids, life, navigating through life. And can we do that in a week? No, but we can start it, and at least plant that seed.
Plant that seed. What's the best part about being a firefighter for you?
The community, actually really the people, the community and the people I work with. I was just talking to my wife yesterday about, I remember when I was a young kid, seeing the fire truck going by the volunteer station. We had a fire at the house, and seeing that ladder truck put the outriggers down, put a ladder up to my house, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So, you know, that's just, I always remember that. And so I need to remember that when the kid sees us. I was out to eat yesterday at a restaurant, and an old lady, grandmother, said, can you come just say hey to my child? They love firefighters. Absolutely. Take that time and remember that, because that's what we used to be like. So
You're building future leaders.
absolutely.
People who care about our
And of course,
community.
you know, we recruit to any fire department really, but we want good people here in Greensboro.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have a
Keep 'em
fantastic
right here.
recruiting team, so let's do it.
Let's do it. Thank you. Really
Oh, thank
appreciate
you.
you. Okay, you want to know more about Camp Blaze? Once again, greensboro-nc.gov, search Blaze. You can't miss it. It'll be right there at the top. All right, so Camp Spark, June 23rd through the 27th. 20 spots for Camp Spark, so you want to go ahead and register. Not many spots. Camp Blaze, July 7th through 11th. Both are free, but they are limited, right? 20 at Camp Spark and 16 at Camp Blaze, so keep that in mind. You got to be in high school, a rising ninth grader through a graduating senior. Find the applications, more information, ask questions. You can do that all online. Greensboro-nc.gov, search Spark or Blaze or both, and it'll come up and you'll be able to find that. Summer is coming, so you don't want to procrastinate. Well, we are out of time for today. Thank you for spending a little of yours with us. From all of us here at Greensboro Television Network, we hope you have a great day.